Welcome to our first newsletter for Term 3. As I keep saying at the start of every newsletter, it's been a very busy first half of term. Now, I take you back to week 1, when we had our student-led conferences. Now, I know, parents, that was a novel experience for a lot of you. We moved away from the speed dating concept, where you spend bits and pieces of time with every teacher and you hear the same message over and over again. The aim of the student-led conferences was for our students to lead the conversation with regards to their learning, in your presence, with the teacher guiding them through the whole process. Now, the feedback I got, anecdotal feedback by the way, was mixed. A lot of you enjoyed the fact that the students owned the process, that they were heavily involved in unpacking their strengths, their weaknesses, their goals for the future, while others highlighted some areas where we can improve. And we will get better at this, I promise you, we will get better. Week 3, we celebrated 100 days of kindergarten learning. Amazing, absolutely amazing. And wasn't it good to see all the parents and grandparents at the assembly to celebrate this magnificent achievement in the life of a kindergarten student? Later that week, in week 3, we also had Japanese visitors. And a big shout out to those parents who hosted Japanese students, giving them an authentic experience of Australian culture. Well done, and thank you. By the way, we are planning to visit Japan as a school group in January next year. We're hoping that CDP, our system, would approve of our application, and we'll be holding information nights in the near future. Watch this space. Over the next 5 weeks, we have an exciting action-packed program for our students. Starting in week 5, our stage 3, our year 5s, visit Bathurst and do a camp at Bathurst. So I'm sure the year 5s are waiting in anticipation for the camp to go ahead. Year 6 will have their camp down in Canberra in week 8. Okay, so stage 3 have got 2 camps coming up, one to Bathurst and the other to Canberra. Now, week 6 is going to be, I'm looking so forward to week 6, Book Week. It's an opportunity to dress up as book characters. And those parents who opted to volunteer will be reaching out to you to assist in week 6 with Book Week. So thank you. Thank you for the great response we got to the invitation for parents to volunteer. So week 6, you'll be contacted to render your services, provide your services for Book Week. It's a very special time of the year for me, Book Week. I enjoy being dressed up as a book character. Now, week 7, we have the Father's Day liturgy and the breakfast. Please, we've got such a huge response that we've had to divvy it up into alphabetical last names. Okay, so I'll have it on the Friday and then again on the next Monday. Week 9 is our next pen meeting, and we've booked a fabulous speaker from the Resilience Centre. And whenever we book these speakers, our intention, our brief to them is to give parents strategies on how to build resilience in your children. Okay, so and then week 9 as well is our feast day. Our feast day unfortunately falls on a Saturday, the 17th of September. So we'll have our feast day preparations and celebrations on the Friday before. Friday the 16th of September is our feast day. A busy few weeks to end the term. Parents, I want to share with you a great partnership that we have fostered with the University of Melbourne. Now, we're working with their design team the School of Design at the University of Melbourne on a project called Schools and Becoming, Adolescents Placemaking in Australian Vertical Schools. And the purpose of the project is to determine how vertical schools, like we are a vertical school, are places, or whether there are places that promote or limit adolescent development. And I'm certainly hoping that the research will say vertical schools promote adolescent development. Okay, so it's good to be involved in research that will help us shape our future and our vision for the future as a vertical school. Now, we're working with the responsible researcher is Associate Professor Ben Cleveland, and he is working with his PhD student, Tim Barber. Some of you would have received permission letters allowing your children to be involved in the research. Great thing for the school. It's great to see that Melbourne University have reached out to us as a school, and it augurs well for the future. So recently I wrote to you requesting parents to volunteer their services in the school. And the response from you parents was phenomenal. We had over 50 parents reaching out and saying, listen, I want to be involved in exam supervision, reading to kindergarten students, going on excursions, and we will be calling upon your services in the near future. I mentioned earlier in the newsletter, Week 6 Book Week will be our first opportunity to involve you as a parent community. So thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Lastly, I'd like to close with a spiritual message. Earlier this month, we celebrated the life of Saint Mary Mackillop, Australia's first saint, on her feast day. Now, Mary Mackillop is not only is she Australia's first saint, but she was an absolute role model for Catholic education. She devoted her entire life to ensure that Catholic families received an education, particularly families from rural and poor areas of Australia. And I love Mary Mackillop because she had a mantra, and her mantra was, never see a need without doing anything about it. And I say it to my staff every single day. Never see a need and not do anything about it. Fabulous. Bye for now. Until next time, never see a need and not do anything about it.